Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight?
Good, how about you?
Doing good.
Good. Death. Murder.
Well then.
Okay.
Let's go get Despina some murder.
Yay!
Well.
Let's not.
Good luck finding any of that today. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Sorry, my dudes, you are still in home. That is the name that the people living here have given this large town, small city, whatever you want to call it. Where people are living in seemingly fairly close quarters, actually. It looks like they're about to outgrow the walls that they've confined themselves within.
Oh dear.
I mentioned this last session. Speaking of last session, quick recap. You all came across this town, and they weren't exactly welcoming you with open arms at first, as you were new people coming from outside their walls. So while they didn't shoot at you and weren't outwardly antagonistic, they did make sure that you knew that if you stepped too far out of line, there would be hell to pay. They were not secretive about that fact. This city that has these massive spiraling spires sticking out of it. One directly in the center of town, not too different from what you would consider to be a unicorn horn, like a classical unicorn horn with the spiral shape. Very conical, very tall. With the one in the center of town being the largest, and then 6 more on the perimeter of the city just inside the wall that are also tall, but not quite as much so. But also have the exact same shape. And most of these cities, and especially these massive spirals, are made of seemingly this black glass or some very reflective stone. And the light that surrounds this city just kind of shines off it and reflects everything. Giving the city a very orange and blue, almost glow to it.
Fire, please.
The sky above you, as it has been from the moment you left the cave after completing the door puzzle that I made you, has been just various shades of yellow and orange. And the quote-unquote sun, which seems a lot closer than, the normal sun would be, is just this electric blue. Just this brilliant blue, sometimes leaning slightly more into a blue-green or a teal sort of color.
Yes.
And it has been just high in the sky this entire time. It has not gone down or moved the way you think that a sun should as time moves on. But that has led to probably some slight confusion, because when you entered the city led by a, where did my character sheets go? Led by a woman who's a member of the guard, a massive furbolg woman with bull horns that stuck out of her helmet. Named, I think I called her Sylvia, but I can't find my character
Her
sheet
name is
anymore.
Sylvia.
Okay, I
Sylvia.
thought so. Named Sylvia, She kept glancing up at the sky, and she checked the timepiece on her wrist, and she was telling you all it was getting late. So she led you to the nearby tavern, and told you that in the morning she would come and she would show you all around. You went in, Carrie and Locke got their food and brought it upstairs to their shared room, because you got 3 rooms to share for the night. And Boren and Despina stayed down at the bar, and Boren passed Smiley off to a friendly gentleman named Gilmore with some clear magical prowess to see if maybe he could help Smiley perhaps not be a tile. Or at the very least figure out a little something more about them. And then Boren told essentially the story of what has happened to you all in this dream realm. Meanwhile, upstairs, Carrie had a different story to tell. And she told Locke about her past, resulting in some tears from the audience.
Is that us? Are we the audience?
Well, your players were.
Dun dun dun.
Everything kinda adding up so far? Any questions about things that have already happened?
No.
Fabulous. Let's get right into it. We're basically going to be picking up about where we left off. Downstairs, in the main area of the tavern, you see the Tabaxi barmaids glance up at the clock they've got on their wall. Then they glance at the windows, and they glance at each other, and they go and they pull all of the shutters down. You see some of the other patrons help them to do the same.
Oh, something tells me shit goes down at night.
Something goes bump in the night.
Locke, Carrie, are your blinds open?
I don't think they are.
Were they open when we came in the room? Because we haven't changed them.
Just tell me if they're open or closed.
Hold on. Odds they're open, even they're closed. They're closed.
Okay. No one seems alarmed or bothered by the fact that they've gone about shuttering all the windows. They're not kicking anyone out of the tavern, despite the fact that more likely than not this tavern is not large enough to house this many people other than in the bar. They didn't seem to have enough rooms for that. So, what do you do?
Well,
Are
for now,
we
Carrie is
focused-
going to... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, who are we dealing with, Carrie and Locke?
Does whoever wants to speak up?
Carrie's gonna get wine drunk to hopefully stop feeling so sad.
Okay, did you guys bring wine up with you, or are you going back down to get wine?
We brought 2 bottles of wine up with us.
Okay.
Yep. Locke's just gonna kind of join her, and not much of a wine drinker, but she'll drink it anyway.
Boren, Despina.
And keep her company.
Can me and the dwarves be singing sea shanties? Drunk off our asses?
Why would you do never mind.
How would Boren know any sea shanties?
Boren's from the mountains.
I can
Well, I
expect
said never
Despina to
mind.
know
Sea
sea
shanties.
shanties.
Despina is teaching Boren sea shanties.
Ah! Now that I can accept. That's cute.
Have I decided? I feel like I would decide to go join Boren and his friends that he's now made and sings sea shanties.
Are you going to teach the dwarves some sea shanties?
I feel like they would love that.
Okay.
Yes!
Alright. So, Borin and Despina hang out with these 3 dwarves that they met. And they start singing some sea shanties. And some other members of some other folks in the tavern join in too, of course. I'm not going to make you sing because I know your throat's sore.
Oh, okay.
If you want to sing, I'm not going to stop you from singing. I just kind of figured that since your throat's sore, you wouldn't want to.
No, the only sea shanties I know are from Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I got
Nice.
it. Those are the best ones. I thought I heard the old man say, "Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Tomorrow ye will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her." I love that song.
I literally know that song because of Assassin's Creed.
Oh my god, I love that game so much. That was the only good one that I liked.
Anywho. So, about 10-15 minutes go by, and y'all are just having a jolly good time downstairs. And then the tavern, your compatriots get a little quiet, and they glance over at the windows that are all shuttered, and at the door that's covered. There's not anything blocking it, but the window that is on the door is covered up. So there's no light from outside coming in. Or, at the very least, not much. And the rest of the tavern kind of follows suit, and things get a little quiet for a minute. And what little light you can see coming in through the windows flashes brightly 3 times. Just a bright... If the blinds had been open, it would have been likely blinding. Just a bright, bright light. 3 times. And a pause. And then 3 more times. And a pause. And then once for a longer period of time. Then that light slowly fades. The dwarves that you've been sitting with just kind of nod, satisfied with that. Each of them takes a big swig of their ale. And they smile. And try to just hop right back into the song where they left off. Locke, Carrie, what you see is somewhat similar just because there is some light that just comes in just through the cracks in the shutters.
Okay.
What do you do?
What was that?
I don't know. Maybe we should just leave it alone.
You are an adorable drunk.
Oh, you're adorable.
No, you're adorable.
She just kind of puts a hand on Locke's cheek. No, you're adorable.
You're not going to remember this in the morning.
Probably not.
Have another.
I'm drunk. And she just flops over on the bed.
Downstairs.
Alright, let's get you put to sleep.
Downstairs. Borin and Despina. You see the shutters start to open back up. just people just opening them back up and glancing outside and then just leaving them open when they see all's clear.
Can I ask one of my compatriots around me what that was all about?
You can do whatever you want as long as you do it in character.
Let's see. So, my dwarven brothers, what was that all about? Like, it's like somebody lit a really big fire outside for a second there.
Oh my god, is Boren drunk? When did Boren get drunk?
After how many glasses of liquor did they buy him? See, Boren got one, and then they got him 3 more drinks during the story, and now he's been singing for 10 solid minutes while drinking.
You have a point.
You're a fucking dwarf, though.
Dwarven ale.
Yeah, and if he's just slightly slurring after what now, 5 or 6 glasses of liquor? Are you kidding me? 4 or 5 shots will get anybody pretty far.
But isn't he like immune to poison stuff like alcohol? Or resistant?
He's resistant, not immune.
Immunity would imply that alcohol doesn't affect him at all.
Handon's
And
immune.
that would be a crime.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just found it really fucking funny for some reason.
I mean, it's Boren, who's being a little less than his usual stoic self.
He's just he's getting there. He's getting there pretty good. So now what was that about the light up outside, if I may ask?
It happens every night.
Huh. That's very strange, I will admit.
Well, and you glance up the clock. Because Despina, I'm assuming, is still sober, right?
Yep.
So, Despina, you glance up the clock. Because everyone seemed able... It's just a logical conclusion. Everyone seemed able to time this. And it's now that you realize that the quote-unquote numbers on the clock do not look like anything you've seen before. These are not familiar figures to you.
Okay.
But they are each color-coded, if that helps. Right now, it's pointing with the little hand on green. I mean, that's certainly a theory.
I was just wondering, putting that into the... Yeah, anyways. Green.
The little hand is pointing to green, and the big hand is pointing to blue. There's basically 8 little symbols around this clock, and each one's a different color. You can't say you haven't noticed.
Is there a clock in the room, or?
I
Or is
mean,
it just
yeah,
those two?
there's a clock in the room, but why would Locke be looking at the clock?
When she's looking at drunk Carrie.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just wondering, just in case.
And Despina, I want you to roll me a perception check.
Alright. Why did you run away, Dice? No running away.
You're gonna expect it to roll well. That's why.
Hey! I rolled a 20.
Very nice. Okay, so you're looking around the room, and there's 4 or 5 clocks in this room alone.
Very important timekeeping.
And you look around at all the people, because you got a nat 20, so I can give you a bunch of stuff. You look around the room, and it's rare that people don't have some sort of timepiece, either hanging around their neck, or wrapped around their wrist like a watch, or hanging on a chain from their pocket. It looks like pretty much anyone in this town could tell the time at any time of day. Always.
Very, very into time. Hold on. Very cat shenanigans. 1 sec. I'll be back.
It has been an evening of cat shenanigans. I had to get Mom to lock Romeo up.
And dog shenanigans.
The only thing I can think is that the barkeep is trying to flirt with Despina and she doesn't know how to handle it.
And in the background, you hear the dwarves.
Ruined, but I'm not a furry.
And in the background, you hear the dwarvens just starting to sing dwarven work songs.
Diggy, diggy hole.
Diggy diggy hole. What's that word?
I am gonna say that one of your new dwarven friends was able to sing along with Despina's sea shanties without her having to teach them.
Ooh.
So at least one of them is a seafaring bloke.
I see.
You see.
See, what's a good work song I know that would work to be? Cold, the air and water blowing hard, the land we call our own. Push to keep the dark from coming. Feel the weight of what we owe. This songs of sons and daughters hard. Who we are, keeping peace to build a future. Strong, united, working till we fall. Huh.
Can Locke hear this in the room?
Not particularly over top of anything else. It's a pretty rowdy tavern most of the time. You probably noticed when everything got quiet, depending on how sloshed Locke is.
Probably very.
Then I'm gonna have you roll me a con save.
I can do that. Constitution save. That ended up jacked. Oh wow. 10.
Uh-oh.
10?
Total.
Yeah, you didn't notice anything. Nah, man, you didn't notice anything. You're just
noticed Gary.
You're sloshed, my dude, and you're like, oh, I don't know that I have ever drunk this much wine.
Wine therapy not good.
And I should probably sit down.
Is it red or white wine?
That's an excellent question. Is it red or white wine?
How about a nice cabaret?
Sure.
Or a blush?
Oh, your hangover's gonna be shit.
Celeste shall return shortly. Grocery time.
What?
She says she's gonna go bring a grocery.
Grocery.
Okay. Okay, so Celeste, what are you doing?
Alright, I wanted to ask, no, would it even work asking the drunk dwarves about the fucking clocks?
I mean, you could certainly try.
I will attempt to ask the drunken dwarves about the clocks.
You know,
and
there's
why
some
they like
sober
the clocks.
folks in this bar, right? Specifically, the barkeeps.
I heard you say something about how you wanted the barkeep to try to flirt with me and not notice.
It was a joke because you said cat shenanigans.
And
And the and the 2 barmaids and the innkeep are all tabaxi.
Cat,
Yeah.
I see. Alright, I will go up to the bar and ask one of them to about all the variety of clocks.
Oh, that's right, you're new in town, aren't ya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so... And she kind of shows you... She pulls the watch from her neck. Because it had kind of tucked itself into her shirt, and she just kind of pulls it off and shows it to you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get you one of these tomorrow. Each of the different colors corresponds to the color of the... Well, I guess you could call it the sun. It's not really a sun, is it? It's kind of up there all the time, and it doesn't really give off any actual heat. But there's that. And the symbols... It gets a little complex, I'll be honest. The colors are the most important part, because that's the easiest part to tell for people who are new in town. It'll just take you some time to figure out what each of the symbols mean, just as a result of the way things work and where you end up. Assuming you're staying in town.
Alright, thank you very much for the information. We'll be sure to get some for ourselves in the morning.
How many nights do you think you'll be staying here?
We're not quite sure yet. We just showed up, and we've had quite the long week, so we probably stay maybe a night or two at the very least.
Alright. Can I get you a drink?
Do you have any tea?
I can get you some tea.
Thank you.
And she puts her clock back around her neck, her timepiece back around her neck, and tucks it back into her shirt, and she goes and she gets you some tea. Any specific
Yay.
type?
Chamomile.
I'll see what I've got. About 5-10 minutes later, she comes out with some piping hot chamomile tea.
Yay. Alright.
Is that all for the night?
I think
Yeah,
after
Carrie's-
is all
Carrie is all but passed out on the bed.
I thought she'd already passed out.
I mean, she just kind of flopped over, but
Fair enough.
yeah, she's...
Locke's gonna tuck her in under the covers and then lay down next to her on top of the covers.
There are
Oh,
Honey, there's 2 beds here. If you don't want to sleep in the same bed, you don't have to.
Oh, she does, but she still wants to keep it kind of chaste.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with there's only one bed.
Nope, she's
Yeah,
just
there's
gonna
only
ignore
one
the other
bed.
one and just curl up with Carrie. She doesn't want to leave Carrie alone.
Aww. They're
Well,
so cute. What the fuck?
I'm also going
Carrie-
to point out that you guys have probably slept under the same blanket at least once during this last week or so.
Probably.
Probably, but I don't know. It's a symbolism of she doesn't want to. Yeah, they're drunk. They're both
Yeah.
emotional. We're just it's a symbolism.
Alright.
Yeah.
Despina, I guess, is gonna go check on Boren, see if he's passed out, and see if he needs help to getting to his room, or he's just gonna stay down there.
Boren. What's Boren doing? Andrew?
Reminiscing on life in the mountain, even though he's only been away for like what, less than a month.
About a month, yeah. It took you some time to get from Mark Hansen down to Sandera Cove, so it's been a little over a month now.
Yeah, just talking about it, like, yeah, I grew up in an orphanage with me and my 7 other brothers. They're some of the coolest people I know. And then there's our caretaker, Mrs. Sister White.
Mrs. Sister White.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick to you.
She's done a lot for us. She taught me a lot about this world. Taught me to do good for people.
Well, you have done a good bit of good so far, lad. And they just kind of pat your shoulder with a heavy hand.
Is Boren
Just
gonna cry
slightly too
now?
hard.
Oh,
Can Boren even cry?
Can he? That's the question
Can he?
for you.
That's an Andrew question. I can't answer that for you.
Nah. If he cried every time he got drunk, it wouldn't be special.
Oh, he's special, alright.
That's exactly what Sister White told him when he was growing up. You're a special boy, you know that? Thank you, Mother. I can imagine Boren now as a child. Thank you, Mother.
Oh my
In a
god.
stoic 10-year-old voice.
see, I'm just trying to imagine
Oh,
Boren going through puberty. Like the same stoic face, but voice cracks.
Are you beauty humans?
Said the dwarf?
Doing it all.
The only thing you got on humans, my dude, is you're thick as fuck, and some humans still match you on that.
But they can't dig a hole better than a dwarf.
Don't stereotype your own people. Anyway. So, is Boren gonna stay down at the table until he drinks himself under it, or is he gonna go up to his room?
He's going to go to his room eventually.
Okay. Despina?
Alright, I'll just leave him and say goodnight.
Alright. Boren, I'm gonna need a constitution saving throw. Let's see if you can make it back to your room and remember which one it is.
This is why I wanted to help him, but no.
He...
Since
Fail.
it's poison.
Fail.
Okay, if it's Constitution, if it's against alcohol, do I still get advantage?
Doesn't matter, you were continuing to drink long after you knew you were drunk.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
It'd be-
Son of a... Okay, it's not the worst it could possibly be.
Is it the second worst it could possibly be?
It's the fourth worst it could possibly be.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Plus 2.
So
I got it 6.
Nice.
my dude,
Great.
you drink and drink until you throw up.
No!
Fuck.
I would have rather passed out on the floor.
I mean, you probably would have you probably would have vomited even if you passed out.
Well, at least Bourne will sober up now.
At least you won't choke to death in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That too.
And the other dwarves kind of tease you a little bit for not being able to hold your liquor.
And then they throw up.
He's a special boy.
They're older than he is, and they know their limits.
He's only 30. Give him a chance.
He's like a college freshman that just wandered into a frat party.
Not even. These are like full-on adult dwarves. He's the college freshman who wandered into a straight-up bar.
A blue-collar bar.
Guys, we found the adultier adults.
So,
Well, the best way to put it.
hang on.
That's pretty good. Okay.
So, one of your 3 new friends, the oldest one, who happens to also be the shortest of the 3 dwarves,
Short.
gets your room number from the lady at the desk, and they help you up to your room.
I gotta thank these guys later.
If you remember to.
The board remembers this in the morning.
That's
You're gonna be a little embarrassed to say it.
If you want him to, he can forget. I'm not gonna argue with you. This is a low-stakes situation. I'm gonna leave a
He's
lot
gonna
of this up to you
remember.
guys.
He's gonna remember. He's gonna be embarrassed.
Alright. So, all of you eventually make your way into bed. And you fall asleep. You wake up, and it's light outside. And you take a glance outside. The sun in the sky is a bright purplish red. Almost red, but not quite. The sky is a nice pale yellow. I think everyone but Despina is at least a little hungover, if not incredibly so.
Should we all make con saves?
Yeah, you should. Let's see how hungover you all are.
The dice are not in my favor.
Oh shit!
So, Born, you wake up and you're fine. You can. I wouldn't say refresh. I'm not gonna say you're refreshed. You've still got the taste of vomit in your mouth from the night before. But you're fine. You don't have like a massive hangover. You're fine.
Like, clock.
Carrie, you wake up. You're also fine. There's a bit of a taste of just sour wine in your mouth just from where none of you brushed your teeth last night.
I think someone's a bit of a party animal.
Yeah.
If she can hold her liquor that well.
Seasoned alcoholics.
Here's I'll drink to that.
Locke, you don't want to move. You don't want to open your eyes. You're just... You just kind of groan when you hear Carrie getting up and moving around.
And mumble something in Giant about how bright it is in the room.
It's only bright because you're in here.
You know, Giant?
You're adorable.
Wait, does Harry know Giant?
Oh wait, shit, I forgot.
Aha!
Boom.
I forgot we were speaking in it. My brain dumb.
You were
Harry just
trying
hears
to
Locke
do a romantic
groaning and is
ass
like,
comeback for you.
Maybe I should teach you how to hold your liquor.
Locke will just grumble.
Grumble, grumble.
Got some friends back home who really taught me how to party.
In fairness, by comparison to the Feywilds, not unlike dwarves, most liquor is basically water. So if she drank a lot of liquor in the Feywilds, that she can hold her liquor.
I can't believe I made her a party animal.
Accidental party animal.
I know.
In fairness, she's a bard. It makes sense for her to go to parties. Hey, Celeste.
Yeah?
Huzzah.
So you know those tools that you're drawing with? That's pretty much what I get to use to draw maps.
That's
I
not
don't-
Celeste
I
That's
don't
not
drawing.
Oh.
That's me.
That's not me for once. I was like, why does my dog look different? And I hadn't said anything yet.
Sorry.
But yeah, those are all the same tools that I get to draw the entire map with.
Oh dear.
Uh-huh.
That sucks a duck.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you're drawing tools with crochet hooks? Because that's what I've been doing with my hands.
I'm sorry. I thought you were the one messing with the doggo.
That was so
No,
much confusion.
that was just
Anywho.
me waiting to see how long until anybody else notices or says something.
I noticed a while ago, but I was like, I wasn't going to say anything. It looks cute.
I was watching this whole time. Anyway, Despina, you, I would argue, are probably the first one up because you made an absolute point to not get drunk. So, you wake up first. What do you do?
Fresh. Go downstairs, eat some breakfast.
I am going to point out, none of you have felt hungry. You've been able to eat. I'm not going to argue that you haven't eaten anything, but you don't feel hunger. And you haven't since you ended up in this dream world.
Weird. Well, I don't know what else to do with my time.
Fair enough.
I guess I'll go chat with the bar people until my people wake up.
Fair enough. This morning it's still a tabaxi, but it's a different person. He's got gray fur and kind of just tufts that stick out of the tops of his ears.
Aww.
You're so floofy.
What can I get for you?
I will have some breakfast and a lemonade.
You got it.
I know how to talk to people. That's definitely a social skill I have.
He smiles at you. I'll get you that breakfast.
Fuck, was I still a character? No.
You didn't
Okay.
say you weren't.
You're very true. This is not something I didn't. Okay. just giving my social awkwardness to Despina. All right. Moving on.
Just a lemonade, no coffee?
No, thank you.
Alright. And it takes a little bit of time, but before long, a plate is slid in front of you, complete with scrambled eggs and bacon and sausage and biscuits and gravy.
And somewhere upstairs, passed out, Locke groans in her sleep, feeling slightly nauseous.
Greasy food's good for you when you're hungover.
Yeah.
Greasy, salty food.
And
Well, in
lots
that
of
case,
water.
I groan, feeling slightly nauseous.
Okay. That's different. That's a whole other thing.
Alright. I'm gonna eat my food and chill at the bar until my people come downstairs from being drunk.
Fair enough. Would you like to strike up a conversation with the bartender?
No!
She's not gonna pull an Ephraim!
Well, I wasn't expecting her to pull an Ephraim. This guy's too old for her anyway.
Or an Astra, if that matter.
Regardless, this guy's too old for her. I was just expecting a conversation. I'm just gonna be real with you.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Keep
I
throwing
had to.
sexy bartenders at
I
us.
had to. I mean, it's basically the same similar situation. We're all asleep. Ephraim's down there. Ephraim orders coffee or whatever, coffee, and then when Matthias comes in, Ephraim basically just starts a conversation with him.
To be fair, Ephraim banked his sugar daddy by saying, "What can I do for a free cup of coffee?" and immediately seduced the bartender.
So, Despina, you'll notice that there's not really anyone else here. Like, there's a couple of people, but especially by comparison to last night, there's only like 2 or 3, rather than the, 20 to 30, maybe more. And as such, there is really only this one guy at the bar. Tending the bar, and there isn't anyone seemingly at the front desk of the tavern.
Oh.
Eventually, I think I think Carrie would wait for Locke to be ready to get up before she got up, right?
Depends. So I have an idea.
Okay.
Mr. Krabs, I have an
No.
idea.
Y'all.
Go ahead and go on over to
No.
Boren.
Okay. Boren,
Yeah.
what do you do?
So I wake up and I'm fine.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, your mouth tastes just awful. And you could probably use a shower, but you're fine.
Shower later, squats first.
Gotta get them goals.
1 for Bahamut, 2 for Bahamut, 3 for Bahamut, 4
How
for
many
Bahamut.
reps is he doing? How
I
many
forgot,
squats?
I forgot him doing
500
this.
squats! 500 squats is a pretty good workout.
I forgot
He's
he
gonna
did
make
this.
those. He's gonna get himself a bubble butt.
I
In
told you.
Dreamland.
Yeah.
I told you he's gonna do squats for Bahamut, and first chance he gets, back in the tavern, squats for Bahamut.
Okay. You do that. Carrie and Locke, what are you doing?
So I assume Carrie gets out of bed first,
Yeah?
and she's gonna, kind of roll out of bed, make sure her hair is not a complete disaster, and then she's gonna see Locke just laying in bed groaning, and she's at first just gonna go over to Locke and just try to gently convince her to come out of bed. After all, the day is young. Oh dear, you really need to learn how to hold your liquor a little better. Don't worry, I've got some friends who can help you with that.
Wine, not wine. Ugh.
Oh, same difference. It's alcohol.
No. Wine is misery.
Amana!
I would
Come
also
on
like
up
to point
there.
out that Locke is what, 20?
Yeah.
She's just barely of age.
Carrie is only like a year older than her.
Yeah, but Carrie's from the Feywilds, where the rules are different.
We're tiny, whiny things.
Yeah.
You know the rules, and so do I.
Yeah, Carrie's just gonna start gently poking Locke.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now, Carrie has been drinking probably since she was 16, but drinking age on the prime material plane is 19. For most races. The longer lived races, things kind of shift around a little bit, just kind of depending. But for Locke, drinking age would have been 19.
So at first she's gonna start by poking Locke, and I assume that's not gonna be enough to get her out of bed.
No.
Oh, you're so
I'm gonna
cute.
pull a pillow over her head.
Then Carrie is going to crawl into bed on top of Locke and just lay on her
Clinking.
and just try to lift the pillow up a little.
I would like to point out that neither of you ever said you were changing into pajamas, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me if I'm
No.
wrong.
I mean, Locke
Still
took
like
her
a regular
armor off,
coat.
but that's it.
I assume Carrie also took her armor off just for convenience sake.
Carrie's a bard. What armor?
She has leather armor!
Anyway, having a playful Carrie on top of her is a little too much for grumpy Locke to resist, and she giggles despite herself.
Because Carrie was gonna start
And then-
tickling her.
And then wrestles the pillow back over her head.
Carrie is gonna try to yank that pillow away again. If you want to try
My
to fight
pillow.
it, you can
Yank that-
certainly. If you want to try and fight that pillow back out of Carrie's hands, you can try.
Can I roll for a strength?
I guess it'd be a contested strength check.
Yes.
Are you trying to force the pillow out of her hands, or? Yeah,
I am.
most likely contested strength, yeah. Rolled it.
Alright.
Oh no! Oh no!
What'd you get?
Oh dear.
He didn't stand a chance.
I don't think it's gonna work.
So, Carrie, you grab onto this pillow and you're like, I'm just gonna take the pillow away from her, that way she can't hide under it. The pillow doesn't move. She has this pillow tight over her head, and you are grabbing and you are tugging, and it does not move, and you fall backwards. Almost off the bed.
Locke peeks out from underneath the pillow and starts laughing. I need to hang over here.
I'll go
And
get
then-
you something.
And then grabs
You just-
Carrie and starts tickling her.
Real big.
Carrie is going to try to escape her grasp.
Alright, that's going to be a Locke rolling strength, Carrie rolling dexterity.
That's a lot better.
Dirty 20 for me.
What'd you get, Carrie? Oh.
So close.
So, Carrie, you are struggling, and you are trying to get out of her grasp. And you just can't. Your tail is absolutely writhing.
Damn it.
Your tail just kind of got caught in some of the blankets, and it's just helping her hold you down.
No!
See, even your
Betrayal!
tail is against you.
There's your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
And Locke lets her go. She's laughing so hard herself.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
my
point
head
out that
hurts.
Locke, your head is pounding.
It
my
hurts
dude.
very bad.
Alright, let me get you some food. You stay there and stay adorable.
You are as bright as sun, which is very bright.
You're so cute. I'll be right back.
And Carrie's gonna go downstairs and get Locke some food.
Okay. While Carrie's gone, Locke, you can't just stay in bed.
No.
So you end up rushing to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because you are hung over as all fuck, and you just did some serious physical activity.
Yes. I regret that.
You have upset the tum-tum.
So, Locke, I assume, just stumbles and struggles her way into the bathroom.
Yep.
And let's roll me a Constitution check. Check, not save.
Nat 20.
Okay, yeah, you make it there in time.
Barely. After I'm done taking care of that business, can Locke just get a cold shower?
You're gonna be sitting at that toilet for a little bit, hon.
Okay.
You
never
are-
mind.
You are real hungover. You rolled real shit.
Oh.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I banished that dice to dice jail too. That's why I'm rolling good now.
Okay.
That reminds me, I gotta banish my nat 1 dice.
Vanished.
Banished.
Okay. Locke, that's going on with you. Let's switch back to Carrie. You come down and you see Despina sitting basically alone at the bar. There's a bartender there.
Good morning, Despina.
Oh.
I'm gonna sit down next to her.
How was your night?
A little eventful. I got to the beach born and some drunken dwarves, some sea shanties.
Ooh, I don't think I know any sea shanties. You'll have to teach me.
Noted. We'll get on that.
I can teach you a few songs in Sylvan.
Ooh, I think I know Sylvan. Hold on. Do I know
Do you?
Sylvan? I think I do. Fuck yeah, I do. I'll actually understand what they mean.
The Fae girls can talk in code and neither of the others will understand them.
Uh-oh.
Yay! Anyway, what brings you down here?
Locke is very hungover. I'm going to get her something to help.
Ah, that's nice of you.
Well, I mean, I couldn't not. She's so cute. She was just laying in bed going, "Meow. No, do not make me get up."
Alright. Well, I guess you better put in your order.
I suppose I should.
And I'm just gonna wave to the bartender.
Good morning.
Morning. What can I do for you?
I need the best hangover cure you have.
The bartender just nods understandingly, holds up a finger, and disappears for a little bit.
Thank you.
He works in a bar that's also, an inn. So, he gets a lot of this.
Because if this doesn't work, Locke's gonna see if somebody can cast Cure Light Wounds.
I don't think Cure Light Wounds would help you. You would need
I
a
think greater
restoration.
restoration might.
Either.
Actually, I think I have lesser restoration.
Are you really gonna burn your restoration spells on her hangover?
Do not.
I mean, it's only a 2nd level spell.
We did a long rest so we can redo stuff.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Yes,
she
you
class
should-
it as a
All of you
Risk
should
ritual?
have.
Yeah.
All of you should have full health. There should be no temporary HP left anywhere, and all of you should have all of your spells.
Done.
I get my hit die back.
Also, your hit dice.
And-
Yes.
I get all of my inspiration back.
Yay!
Could she use lesser restoration as a ritual?
Can I do that as a bard?
Yeah.
I don't think I have any, like, ritual spells as a bard, because they're all just known spells. I don't prepare any spells.
Hmm.
She would. Carrie would need most likely the ritual caster feat.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Anywho, before too long, Carrie, he comes back out with this glass, and you don't know what's in it.
Ooh.
And it doesn't look very nice. This will clear you right up. It don't taste nice, but it does the job.
Maybe a glass of water to wash it down with, too, please?
Of course. And he gets you a glass of ice water.
Thank you. I'm going to pay him and tip him very nicely.
Alright.
And then I'm going to take
Thank
the 2
you.
glasses. You're welcome. And I'm going to head upstairs in the direction of Locke.
Okay. Fair enough. Hey, so, does everybody have their percentile dice?
Yes.
somewhere, yes.
I have some.
I don't know how it works still.
That's fine. There's one with 2 numbers and then one with 1 number, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All of you are gonna roll both of those.
Oh no.
Okay.
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 I have no clue how this is gonna go.
Just put the number in the chat. Celeste, the way it works is if you got 2 zeros on the one that is double digits, that is either going to be 0 or it's going to be 100, depending on whether or not you got a 0 on the other dice.
Okay.
What does the one with 2 numbers say?
Hold on, I tried to fall. The one that with 2 numbers. Where did you go? Okay, 50.
Okay. So what's the other one say? Celeste?
57.
You got it. I knew you could figure it out. It's not that hard.
A wide range.
Okay.
Interesting.
Do we still need these, or should I put them away now?
You can put them away now.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Okay.
I don't know what any of these mean.
Don't worry about it.
When you say don't worry about it, I just worry about it more.
Hey guys,
What?
Yeah.
you see that number you just put in the chat?
That's how much
Uh-huh.
gold
Yeah.
we have.
Azure got it in 1.
What?
That's how much gold you have.
Jesus, Locke.
Luck be rich.
Locke needs it. Locke big. She gets like double the amount of food.
Again, You guys don't feel hungry.
Doesn't mean- Let me do my thing.
Hmm.
I just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought we were hand waving it.
Some things are gonna be hand waved, some things are not.
Okay.
Okay. So, Carrie, as you are walking to the stairs to bring Locke her hangover cure, a somewhat familiar figure walks into the tavern. A very tall woman, lavender skin, and bull horns.
Lady from yesterday.
Sylvia.
I don't say that. I don't actually say that though. I want to be clear this time.
Morning. Did y'all, party a little too hard last night?
A little, but I'm doing fine. My friend Locke, however, on it.
Alright.
I'm not even downstairs yet.
You're not. You're
He's
still
not.
doing your fucking squats.
He's doing squats for Bob.
321 for
He was there
Bahamut.
without laughing.
332 for Bahamut.
Okay. Well, whenever y'all are ready, I'll be down here, okay?
Alrighty. He's gonna go upstairs and go find Locke.
Sylvia goes over to the bar and sits, like, not directly next to Despina, but close enough. You know how people do when they're not, like, that close so they don't sit in the chair right next to you?
Yep. I love
Yeah.
it. I don't like that thing.
Then redo it.
I'm down now.
Tanuki.
No, no Tanuki.
Give me
We
back
are
my
not-
fucking bells.
We are not Mario. We are not Singer New.
Anyway, so she sits near you, Despina,
Mm-hmm.
and she orders some tea. You got it, Syl. And he goes and he makes her some tea and he brings it out. So, any idea how long you'll be staying?
I'd have to ask my companions, but hopefully not for too long.
Really?
Well, I'm not sure. We don't entirely know what we're doing here in the Dreamscape.
There isn't really much to answer that question. A lot of us are here for a few different reasons.
I again have to speak to my companions, but we're not entirely sure why, and we've got a friend out there somewhere, and we're not sure if we need to get him back.
Well, that's all well and good. And did y'all say you were friends before you came into the Dreamscape?
Some of us were, but we picked up Carrie here in the Dreamscape.
Hmm. And she looks pensively down at her tea and stirs it. The cup looks incredibly small in her very large hands. Was there anything going on when you left? Wherever it was y'all were?
I don't think so.
The hags.
We were in a
You're
town.
not there, Boren.
Bitch. We
You
were
want
in
to
a town.
join in? Fine, but you're gonna have to quit doing your fucking squats.
Yes,
And go take a shower.
450 for Bahamut. 451 for Bahamut.
Okay.
I remember we were about to leave for a different town. And the night before, I remember. And we were here.
So there were no, like, big battles raging, no fires, nothing?
Not that I remember. I have a long pause.
Well, most folks are here for a reason. And that reason ain't always a good one.
Be sure to let you know if anything changes.
I appreciate it.
What?
If y'all decide to stay here long term, it's pretty important that you let me know so that we can get you an actual place to stay and you're not just sleeping in a tavern.
Good to know.
And, don't be too concerned if folks other than your compatriots just kinda don't show up again. Sometimes it just means they woke up.
Alright. I'll be sure to pass it on to the others. Well, I guess we're waiting for them, aren't we?
Yep. Locke, Carrie. Carrie, you go upstairs and you find Locke on the bathroom floor.
Worshipping the porcelain god.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Ugh.
I'm gonna get down next to her and hold her hair back.
Oh.
Luckily, her hair is in a braid, so that's fairly easy to do.
No more wine ever.
Oh.
Oh dear. Well, I got you something to help with your hangover.
Oh, it takes a sniff.
It's not pleasant, but it'll help with this.
The toilet is not pleasant either. Bottoms up. And down it. Oof.
It does not taste pleasant. It
Ugh.
tastes horrible.
I am going to swiftly pass her that glass of water.
But it's thick.
Ugh!
Gross.
Ugh.
But you get it down. And true to the barkeep's word, before too long, within literally a minute or two, you are feeling a good bit better. You don't feel like you need to
also
throw
have
up
that
as
water.
much, and your headache is starting to fade. You're not quite as light sensitive, which is a good thing, considering complete darkness seems to be kind of hard to come by here.
She doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, I'll take that water too while we're at it. Okay, I think I might leave. I think I need a bath.
Alright, I'll leave you alone.
And a mouthwash.
No, unless...
No, unless.
Unless...
Disagree with the unless.
How about we just leave it there?
Look, guys, I'm never gonna make you go into any fucking detail, I swear. It ain't happening. I don't feel like dealing with it. I know y'all don't feel like dealing with it. I just want to know when shit happens.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Like
tell you what.
like with Sadie and Ephraim.
Like-
Locke will just put a hand on Carrie's cheek and say, "Put it up next time."
Okay.
I assume Carrie is bright red rather than pink right now.
More of a plum color, but yeah.
You are still adorable.
As are you.
And I am going to leave Lock B and head back downstairs.
Locke will hop in a bath and get ready. And as soon as she's done with that, and she'll head downstairs too, so.
Will Boren ever finish doing his squats?
Never.
$4.99 for Bahamut. $500 for Bahamut. Okay, time to shower.
Somehow I see Bourne showers being just create a little rain cloud over his head.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That would be funny.
It's certainly a way to use the spell.
Yeah, but that's a waste of a spell slot, though.
It is.
Yeah. Especially when there's a perfectly good shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Born's just gonna take a shower like a regular person.
Ask. Boren doing something like a regular person?
He's a special boy.
His mother told him so. Oh man. So yeah, I guess Born's gonna shower, and when he's done, just put on his armor and stuff and go downstairs.
Alright. Do we want to cut forward just a bit, or does Carrie want to have some interaction with Sylvia?
Yeah, let's interact with Sylvia.
Alright. Carrie, you come back down, and Sylvia is sitting beside Despina, not like directly next to her, but like a seat or two to the side. Drinking some tea. The cup looks particularly small in her very large hands.
Cute. I don't say that out loud, though. It's just
Don't
my
you?
inner thought.
Don't you?
Oh, now, Carrie is faithful. She'd at least have to talk with Locke about this first.
Anywho. Welcome back. Your friends be coming down soon?
I have no idea about Boren, but Locke needs a bath.
Fair enough.
Did I miss anything?
Nothing in particular, I don't think.
Okay.
She's gonna glance to Despina like... She doesn't think that Carrie missed anything, but she's gonna see what Despina thinks.
I guess I'll let Carrie know about the whole, uh, them wanting to know how long we'll be staying so they know if they need to get us an actual place to live. And don't be surprised if someone you know goes missing since they might have woken up.
Hmm. I will keep that in mind. Right, Tal. A bit of a strange question, but how often have you seen fey creatures around here?
In which sense of the word? Because I'm afraid I've seen a lot of fey creatures, but whether or not they're intelligent is a whole other story.
I mean intelligent ones.
We have some living here in the city.
Good. I've been feeling a little homesick and just talking to someone that feels a little bit more like home would probably help me out a little.
From the Feywilds?
Yes.
Okay. If I might, make a suggestion.
Yes?
I'll show you where it is in a bit, but up on the northern end of town, there's a small bit of forest that we kind of keep inside the city. In the middle of that's the temple to Melora. You might feel a tad more at home there.
I will certainly check it out. Thank you.
And Sylvia nods. Y'all got any questions for me so far, or should I wait for your compatriots?
I suppose we should just wait unless you have any further questions.
Nope. Time to wait.
Alright.
What? Bourne finishes showering, puts on his armor, grabs his clerical gear, and goes downstairs.
Well, that was an hour.
Yeah. Takes him like half an hour to put his shit on, doesn't it?
Yeah. Roundabouts
Take
that,
half
yeah.
an hour. No, to don and take off, put on and don.
It takes... Dude, you're wearing heavy armor, aren't you?
Yeah, but it doesn't take that long.
It takes 20 minutes to put on heavy armor. If I'm not mistaken.
No way.
Especially since you're doing it alone.
Damn it, where'd I put my book at? I can't.
Give me
I'll
a
go
sec.
with it, but yeah.
I've got mine with me. Give me a second, I'll look it up for you.
I recently moved all my shit, so there it is! I'm almost getting back in order, so I had to organize my desk.
Let's see. Player's Handbook, Adventuring Gear, Armor and Shields.
Yo. Would it be action? Getting into and out of armor. Heavy armor, dawn 10 minutes, doff 5 minutes.
How doth thy armor?
Is that seriously the word? Doff?
Off? Yeah.
The opposite
Yes.
of dawn.
It's Doff.
Fuck? That's so weird, but so cool to say.
I know.
Oh, what if?
I'm going to doff
And if
my
you're an
armor.
ex-goth kid, then you have doffed your goth
Ah, you're goth.
and changed into a moth.
Don't tell Mothman.
Mothman.
No.
Get down and say Mothman. Get yourself off the ground and Mothman. miss.
Okay, well, yeah, done my armor real fast, and then grab my warhammer and shield and go downstairs.
We're just gonna go on ahead and say that Locke comes down about the same time that you do. Just
Yeah,
for
I wasn't
simplicity's
really
sake.
Planning on putting my armor on, but she's not got her armor on yet, but she's down, and her hair isn't braided because she just washed it.
Fair enough.
And then she just looks at Boar and like, are we ready to go or something? We not even have morning tea or anything? Coffee?
I've been squatting. What have you been doing?
Worshiping the porcelain god, what do you think?
Let's see
There's
if
a-
Vora knows what that means.
There's a porcelain god.
Yes,
What is
some
in
people
charge
call
of?
it toilet.
The toilet.
People worship toilets.
Ah, God, somebody else explain it.
Are they
You ma-
with us?
You finish making your way down the stairs. Locke just kind of pushes slightly in front of Boar, not rudely, but in a, oh my goodness, someone needs to explain to this man kind of way.
Well, that puts a new meaning to holy shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
Eh?
The meme I just dropped.
Unless. Oh man. Oh shit.
Well, thank y'all for joining us. Feeling any better?
Ugh, a little. Keep apparently has an amazing cure for hangover.
Yeah, I
And,
saw her walking upstairs with Jody's famous hangover cure, so...
And it
It-
worked.
it worked.
Swimmingly.
Locke's gonna order a coffee real quick.
You got it.
Can Burn get a glass of water?
Born is given a glass of water.
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 H2O.
So I have a question. We have been in the dreamland for almost a week now, yes? Is it just only one night's sleep, or
It's different for different folks. Some people here... Some people here are just gonna disappear just because they wake up and it's just one night's sleep. And even you can be here for a couple of years and you don't really age through it. And you just wake up and it was all one night's sleep. Other folks, well, sometimes folks fall into a coma and they end up here for the long haul. And
how
then,
does one know if one is comatose?
not everybody knows for sure.
Oh,
It usually
I
takes
do not
some...
feel well again.
It usually takes a good long time to figure out which it is, just 'cause those who come here comatose keep aging, and those who come here and it's just one night usually don't. And then, well, for some of us, it's kinda neither.
And if one wakes up from dream, how does one return to it? Or is that just a matter of what happened with whatever happens in dream.
Dorlin, I ain't got an answer for you.
My head still hurts a little too much for this.
I'm gonna be here for a long time. And she kind of looks down at her tea. So I don't have a whole lot of experience with waking up and coming back here.
Oh, I am sorry.
Wish I could be of more help to you.
Oh, it's fine. You have been wonderful help. Also, does anyone know what happened to our friend Smiley?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Oh fuck, we definitely abandoned Smiley entirely. Immediately.
Gilmer's not in the room.
I'm sure Smiley's in good hands.
Smiley, are you in here?
Did you lose the tile?
Boren lost the
Boren.
tile.
I told you. What happened to Tyler?
Oh. I'd like to ask. I looked at the bartender and I said, "And what's his name?
Different one.
What was the wizard's name?
Do the G.
Go. Ah, freak! I can't remember.
The barkeep just kind of raises his feline eyebrow at you.
You gave...
There's a good few wizards in this town. You're gonna need to be more specific.
You gave Smiley Tiley to a random wizard and you don't even know his name.
It'll come back to me eventually. I
We
talked
should
to
have
him
taken
before I
Smiley
got
with
hammered.
us. And again, Smiley would have had to sit through my entire life story. I don't know if they would appreciate that.
I look at the bartender and ask, do you know a particular wizard? Any wizards that look more wizardy than others?
And that is all you know about him, is he looks wizardy?
No, he doesn't look wizardy. He looks like he's been around the wizard block a few more times than others.
Oh, that
Are you saying
narrows
he's
it
old?
down, does it?
So he's old, is what I'm hearing.
Well, I wouldn't say old, but he looks like he looks like he would. There was an air about him. It's like you walk up to a wizard and you think, "Oh, this is a wizard." You walk up to this guy and you think, "Oh, this is the best wizard in the room."
It sounds
I
like
look
you
at
might have
you.
been fascinated.
I do not. When I look at you, I do not automatically think, "Oh, this is best dwarfen room."
To be
Because I'm not the
fair,
best dwarf in the room.
dwarves is a race, not a profession. In all
This
fairness here.
This
Lauren,
isn't first edition.
Lauren, answer me honestly. Are you fascinated with this wizard?
No,
Is that
I
why
just,
you gave Smiley away so easily?
no, I was looking for a wizard, and when I looked across the room, this guy looked the most wizardy out of all the wizards.
What was he wearing?
Some bright,
Loathing
sparkly clothes.
purple.
Okay, wizard.
Okay,
His
so
name?
this bitch was gay?
So, like,
Gilbert.
Sure. We found
Okay.
a man named Gilbert and fell in love and gave him our tile friend. All right.
I'll look at the bartender and say, "Do you know of a wizard named Gilbert, perhaps, who has purple robes?"
Well, I don't know a Gilbert, but I know a Gilmore.
Gilmore. Gilmore.
You were so
Gilmore's
close.
the man
I
I'm
knew
looking
this
for.
whole time. I just couldn't metagame.
No.
I was trying to
we
play.
weren't there,
I-
so.
Gilmore's a pretty wizardy wizard. He's one of the ones that makes. He's one of only a few people that tends to make return trips, I'll be honest.
He's
What
a
are you-
pretty wizardy wizard.
Is he a
I
wonderful
look
wizard?
over at Locke and I say, I told you, he's a pretty wizardy wizard.
Is he a wonderful wizard?
Of course. I can't believe I did that in Locke voice. I did not say that.
What's Oz?
It is a giant word for,
So cute.
yes.
Oh my!
Oz.
You know that's being entered into the canon now, right?
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure Borin speaks giant, doesn't he?
Yes.
It's like Twilight all over
So,
again.
Borin, you didn't need to ask what Oz meant. You were just like,
Maybe it
jeez.
was like a specific curse word to their region.
Potentially, is
Like-
it, Locke? You gotta tell me.
Okay, sure. Maybe I'll say in the Locke's dialect it's a curse word. But it's not a common one. So Borin might not have known it.
I mean, I'd say Gilmore's a pretty wonderful wizard, but that's all beside the point.
Alright, does he have home here in town, or is he a regular here at bar?
He's got a home, sort of, here in town, but you'll be more likely to find him here at the bar. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Try again tonight near Blue.
Near what?
What?
Their clocks only have colors.
Oh,
Curious.
What?
So, I would like... Actually, I'm not even gonna make you guys roll, cause you're all sober. So, when Despina says this, all of you look around the room, and you see 5 clocks in this room alone.
My,
There
my.
is no going without knowing the time here. And you notice that there are no numbers that you recognize to be numbers on these clocks, regardless of whatever languages y'all speak. None of these symbols look familiar to any of you. None of them look even close. They could be scribbles, but they're too refined. If that makes sense. They're too refined to be scribbles. They clearly have meaning, you just don't know what they are. And each of these symbols is in a different color. Right now,
Let's see.
the shorthand is pointing at red, and the longhand is pointing at green.
so it is green past red.
Yeah, that's a way of putting it. And then you look at this tabaxi gentleman, and hanging from his breast pocket is a chain on which is a pocket watch.
Why do I have a feeling that we need pocket watch?
Don't worry, darling. I'm gonna get y'all some timepieces. I was kind of just waiting for all of you to come down before I started explaining the stuff.
Locke kind of looks at Carrie and goes, "You had to wake me up."
You are going to have to get out of bed one way or another.
But then I have to deal with Borin.
Would you rather have just been laying in a pile of your own vomit?
Good point. Boring is better. He is
Well
a
said.
special
Better
boy.
than vomit.
I sure hope your friend's better than vomit.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just
Often
gonna
do.
quietly whisper to Sylvia. She had a bit of a crush on him, and then we found out he's gay. She's a little bitter.
Thorn just looking at Locke like, just hurt. Like, what?
It is okay, Boren. You are a special boy. And she's just gonna pat him on the heavily armored shoulder.
Thorn's just over here just thinking to himself, I'm pretty sure special doesn't mean I'm special.
Oh!
Your mom said so.
Sister White is always right.
It
But
just means,
this wasn't Sister White saying it.
it just means that you are very, very unique.
I mean, from the things I've heard about him, I would certainly believe so.
Alright then. Whenever y'all are ready to go.
Oh, give me 10 minutes to put on armor and braid hair, I'll be down. More like 15. And Locke will just finish her coffee real quick, go up and take care of that, and come back down.
Okay then. And she leads you guys out of the tavern. Now this tavern is about 2 blocks away from the entrance to the city. Which now that you're just kind of paying a little bit more attention, you can see that the entrance to the city is kind of blocked off weirdly. It's almost like it's enclosed by extra walls, just to give an extra space in case something does get in through that door, where they still have a chance to stop something and bottleneck it.
Oh.
But it seems very fortress-like.
Let's just say there's things outside the wall that we don't want getting in.
Understandable. We've been. I've nearly been eaten twice now.
Come on. And she leads you guys into just this massive plaza. And it's getting to about... I'm trying to use time, but there's not really time. Time isn't really a thing that works the same here.
It's about green o'clock.
It's about the brunching hour.
But anyway, there's this big plaza, and it's already bustling, and probably has been for a while, because it took you guys a good long while to leave the tavern. And stay close to me until you know the layout, alright?
Will do.
Very well.
Lucky for y'all, I'm not hard to miss.
I have
Not
heard that
easy to
too
miss. One of those.
I've heard, people have said that to me many a time.
She pats your shoulder.
The burden of being taller.
I don't mind you being tall.
Anyway, this here's the plaza. Main plaza, sort of. If you go straight up that road, and she points down just this big main road that is just absolutely bustling. At the very far end of it, you can just begin to see a rather large temple. Down there's the temple to Saheen. This is her world. She gets the biggest temple.
Understandable.
Don't blame her.
And you notice that this temple is directly in front of the massive central spire. And then she takes you guys to the left a bit. You said you were looking for the temple to Bahamut, right?
Yes, miss.
Alright. She takes you guys to the left. And it's a reasonably sized temple, but it is not half the size of the one that Saheen has in the center of the city. And there is a temple to Bahamut. The temples are kind of spread out based off of where they'd be most useful. Over that direction, and she kind of points past a few roads a little bit. There's a bunch of neighborhoods, and it makes most sense to have justice near the people.
Does make
Logical.
sense.
And then she continues leading you guys through, and she stops at a little shop. There's a sign just kind of hanging outside that says Cassandra's Clockworks. This is where we're gonna get you all your timepieces. Keep it on you. You want to know what time it is, I promise. There's no sense being caught off guard. I'm probably gonna write down a schedule of things y'all should expect depending on the time of day. Probably should have done that before now, but it didn't really occur to me. We don't
That's
get
alright.
new folks very often. And she walks you all in, and tinkering at the desk is a gnomish woman with just bright, brilliantly blue hair that kind of sticks up in all directions, with a big pair of goggles sitting on top of her head. And you look around this shop, and it is cluttered and filled to the brim, and there is a constant ticking noise. And the walls are just covered in cuckoo clocks and grandfather clocks and clock faces, and they're simple and they're intricate and just, you name it, it's here. There are shelves of small handheld clocks that would fit in your pocket, or go on a medallion around your neck, or on a watch, or on a chain, or there are a couple that kind of clip into what looks to be earrings, wildly enough.
Oh.
And
for rather wide eyes.
And these clocks are all just like all of the other clocks that you have seen in this city. And you're looking around. Just about every building, if you look in through the windows, has at least one or two clocks. Every person, every sentient being has a clock seemingly on them at all times. Even if they don't have one, you can usually spot a chain to which one is probably attached. So the time is just incredibly important here.
Amazing.
And these clocks they're colorful, or they're plain, or it's just, this room is full of them. And there's a wide variety of exactly what you can get here. In some of them, there's no color on the clocks at all. It just shows the symbols. And you get the idea that y'all getting one of those is probably not the wisest idea. Those are more for the folks who have been here for a long time and know what's what already. Sort of like how you don't usually give children watches or clocks that have Roman numerals because they don't understand what it means.
Oh.
Yeah.
Think of it that way. Only this time it's either the color or the symbol.
Have y'all ever been in a clock shop right as the hour changes?
Nope.
No.
And all the clocks go off at once?
Oof.
It is magnificent.
And you
Incredibly
guys...
movie, but magnificent.
And you're looking at this little gnome woman. And she's got one mechanical hand. And one real hand. Or at least that's what you think at first sight. And she is closely tinkering. I mentioned she's got goggles on top of her head. There's a different pair of goggles that are covering her eyes right now. She's got multiple pairs of goggles, and she's just absolutely close up and tinkering with something in her hands. And from behind her, another robotic hand pops up and holds up a single finger as if to tell you to wait. And she keeps tinkering for a few more minutes. And Sylvia doesn't seem too terribly concerned and just kind of looks around at some of the other clocks and doesn't say anything. And then, eventually, this gnomish woman puts down the timepiece she was working on, and the goggles that were on her face, she pulls down around her neck. So now she's got a pair of goggles around her neck and a pair that's on her head. This woman looks absolutely eclectic. And you look at her and she's wearing this corset that has 2 extra robotic arms attached to it. So she's got 4 arms, and 3 of them are robotic.
That's cool.
How can I help you? I assume you want a clock. You probably need a clock. You look new. I haven't seen you before. Sylvia, they're new, right? Yeah, they're new. You're gonna introduce yourselves? You're gonna just stand there? Just gonna stare?
Sorry, I was a little distracted by all the lovely designs going on.
Why, thank you. All of them are absolute originals.
My name is Carriedwin, but please, just call me Carrie, it's a lot easier. Tall one here is Locke. Half elf is Despina. And the dwarf is Boren.
Hi.
Did I not get an
I
introduction?
did introduce you.
Okay, I didn't hear it.
Might have cut out.
It did cut out slightly, but it's fine because I knew you introduced everybody. Just with the tone of finality that you mentioned Boren, I assumed that you would introduce Despina, especially considering there was a brief period of time where you did cut out.
God damn it, Discord!
Well, it is an absolute honor to meet all of you. Yeah, so, watches, yes. and she just kind of climbs up some of these shelves using her robotic arms. So what exactly are you looking for? What do you want? Do you want like a watch? Do you want something on a chain? Tell me what you want.
Is there
And
a design that Locke can use to like, kind of like at the end of her braid? Does that make sense?
Doesn't seem like a convenient place to keep it.
That's very convenient.
Yeah, but her braid's long enough she can roll it around and look at it.
And if she moves around, it'll whip her in the face.
Oh, well, I can't think of any other. I'm looking at one of her pictures, and I can't think of any other place to really put it. She's got bracers and a wristwatch. She doesn't really have pockets. She has a case on her belt.
That she could get a pocket watch.
How about one that just can dangle from the belt?
There you
Yeah.
There is a bunch of designs here. And you're gonna have to tell me in character what your character is looking for.
Is there a watch that I can hang from my belt here?
Oh yeah, that one's
Something
easy.
Not too, what is word? Something simple but elegant. Ornate, nothing ornate.
And you can see her just nodding as you're speaking, and she's digging through a couple of different ones, and she just kind of scurries across the wall to a different shelf. Just little gnome legs kind of dangling.
I love her so much.
I know.
And she pulls out a watch, and then she looks at it, and she shakes her head, and she puts it back, and she pulls out a different one, and she shakes her head and puts it back. She pulls out another one, and she kind of scurries over to you, just kind of almost Doc Ock style. Think of it like a more steampunk version of Doc Ock.
Literally, I was
much
expecting you to
cuter
say
version.
robot arms. I was like, oh, it's like Doc Ock.
A nicer version.
Yes.
And she's holding this watch in her hand, and she looks you over. She shakes her head, and she goes back to the shelf. And then eventually she comes back with, you know what? You describe it. Tell me what Locke gets.
I'd like to think that it actually has a bear on it. Kind of like, like hugging onto the clock.
Okay.
Just cute little, delicate, elegant, simple lines. Nothing
Nothing
that screams ostentatious, but it's just a simple little
what kind of
bear holding onto a silver clock.
A golden bear holding onto a silver clock. That can be accomplished.
With a silver chain, I think.
Okay. So she comes back to you, and she kind of uses these two of these mechanical arms to just get herself back on top of her desk, and holds one out to you, hanging from a very a slightly chunkier silver chain. Very simple, but slightly bigger and clearly more decorative. And hanging from it is a very beautiful watch, and the back of the watch is a bear, with the claws just kind of holding the face of the clock in place around this just this circle of silver. And it's got the same engravings. Engraved into the face of this clock is exactly the same symbols that most of the other clocks in this store have. And it looks like the insides of those engravings have all been painted in the corresponding color. You're not going to find any watches in here that don't have the correct color when they are colored in. for example. So they all look the same across the board. You're not going to find one where red is suddenly at the bottom instead of the top.
Oh, it is beautiful. I love it.
I had a feeling. There's bear claws around your neck.
You're a true artist, though.
Yes. Yes, I am. And she just kind of holds it out to you.
Alright, I'll take it. How much is...
And she waves her hand. We'll deal with that after all of your friends have gotten theirs.
Alright.
Who's next? Come on, I'm on a roll. Who's next?
I am thinking.
What's the simplest wristwatch you've got?
Simple wristwatch. Simple wristwatch. And she scurries over to a different shelf that is just full of just watches. Top to bottom. Do you want a leather band or a metal one?
Metal will do fine.
You can see her nodding. She turns around, just kind of hanging from this wall, and she looks at you. She just kind of puts one of her robotic arms underneath the elbow of her gnomish arm. Kind of taps her chin for a minute. Just kind of looking you up and down. And then she nods and she turns back around. And goes back to searching through, and she pulls out this pale silver watch. And embossed on the face of it, in the center, so that it doesn't interfere with any of the symbols, is a dragon's head.
Son of a bitch.
She's got your number.
I mean, he's
kind of obvious. Is a singular dragon's head just kind of embossed into it. It's not colored. It's very simple. And it's much like Locke's watch. It's got the numbers engraved and just filled in with paint, it seems, to give the correct color. And then she scurries over to you, and this is the first time that you've seen her stand on her actual feet, is when she's standing in front of you, because you're not that much taller than she is.
Ah.
What about this?
That will do lovely. Thank you.
That's so. And she looks at the two remaining. And she kind of circles Despina for a second. What do you want? Are you looking for a pocket watch? Something to go around your wrist? Something to hang around your neck?
I think I'd like something around my waist as well. But the thing is, I'm a druid, so...
Oh, I know. I noticed.
Alright.
It's fine.
Alright. I think I'd like something with some half moons on them as well.
Oh, you're one of the ones that likes the stars, aren't you? Okay. And she just she scurries off, and where she's going now is one of the topmost shelves, and she's just kind of scurrying along across it, pulling out different chains and watches and things. She stops and she taps her chin again. And then she scurries down, and you see her go, she just kind of swings through a door to a back room. And you can hear her rummaging around in there. And you can hear the sound of various tools, screwdrivers. And you're not sure if they're hitting the floor or if they're in use, in all honesty. But this goes on for a little while. And for a second, you almost think that maybe you should go look and see. You know, make sure that everything's okay. But you can still hear noises. And then she comes out, just little gnome feet kind of dangling from her robot, just kind of dangling as she walks using her robotic arms. And then she takes a seat behind her desk, and just all of her arms are in motion now. Just kind of crafting something else. All just kind of working delicately on just this one singular thing. Yeah, I think that'll do. And she brings to you a wooden chain from which hangs a watch that is also encased in wood and has an obsidian face.
Ooh.
Decorated with just very simple engravings of just a moon, and you can tell that this is the symbol of Saheen, but that she's just kind of repurposing it for you. The symbol of the moon, and she seems to have added a few extra stars and just kind of filled those in with some quick dry white paint that she has just quickly dried out. And much like both Boren and Locke, the symbols are engraved into this obsidian and filled with paint.
Hmm.
So that they correspond to the correct colors. How about this?
That looks so pretty and I love it.
I thought you might. And she kind of beams with pride a little bit. And then she goes over to Carrie. Now you want something gorgeous.
I was thinking maybe a wristwatch. You wouldn't happen to have anything with maple leaves on it?
Oh, I can do that easy. Any other requests? You look like you appreciate the finer things in life.
I do.
And she nods, and she kind of circles you for a second, just kind of taps her chin. And then she scurries off on these metallic arms. And she digs through a bunch of watches. And she looks at this one like, I don't even remember making this one. This one no longer satisfies me. And that one just kind of gets swiftly tossed. It gets tossed by one of her arms fairly swiftly into the back room. Like, that one's not up to my standards anymore, even if it was at one point.
This bitch empty. Yeah.
And eventually, Carrie, what type of jewelry do you have the most of? Is it gold? It's gold, right?
Yes.
I thought so. So she finds... And you said you wanted a watch?
Yes.
She finds this gold watch. And the strap isn't a singular individual strap. It's what seems to be a series of chains, like just delicate jewelry chains, like 7 of them, that are all going to wrap around your wrist at once, like a series of bracelets. And then hooks back into the face of the watch, keeping it held properly to your wrist. And the face of it is just intricately decorated with these beautiful vines that kind of weave around the edge of it. And hanging from these chains are just these tiny little leaves. Just super delicate, but super gorgeous. Just little leaves just kind of dangle like a charm bracelet. And the face of the watch is an actual... It looks to be a maple leaf carved out of wood that has been inserted into this metal face. With these same carvings, these same symbols around the face of the watch on top of the edges of this maple leaf. If that makes sense. You're kind of envisioning what I've got in mind, right?
Yeah. I love it.
And just like all the others, the numbers are filled in with the proper color, with the proper corresponding colors. And it's just this really beautiful, almost orange oak wood. How about this?
It's perfect.
I thought it might be. I am the best. Okay, so that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sylvia, you said they were new, right? They are? Hmm. 10 gold apiece? That seems more than fair.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Luck pulls out her money and pays her 40 gold. Since I happen to be the rich one.
Thank you.
It is nothing. And, can I leave her a sizable tip, too? Because she's not just an artist, she cares enough about it to pick what matches the customer the best.
She's an artiste.
Yes. I have no idea what a decent tip would be for this.
Just you tell me what you want to give her.
6 gold?
Alright. So you give her 46 gold.
That takes me down to a nice even 40 gold.
Fair enough.
I would be honored to wear your work. It is very, very amazing, very beautiful.
Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you. And you can see her quickly separate out the gold and put the 6 extra aside and sweep the other 40 into her till with one of her metallic arms, and one of those 6 pieces of gold goes into this pot that is just radiating heat. And that will be good for that. Alright, is there anything else I can do for any of you?
Carrie is just gonna stare at this watch and just feel a little homesick.
Yes? No? Maybe so?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Excellent. And she scurries back behind her desk. And you see her pull the goggles off the top of her head and put them on. And she goes back to work. Thank you. Come on, we've got more places to see today.
Locke's still admiring her watch.
Now, you gotta keep walking.
Sorry, she is truly an amazing artist.
You hear her pipe up behind you. I know I am.
I love her.
Oh, I kind of want a picture of her.
I'll get you one. Eventually. I haven't drawn it yet.
Okay.
Oh, I see how it is.
You can draw one. I will not be offended. I will be perfectly happy to have one drawn by you.
You definitely don't want it drawn by me.
Nope.
No, now I
Anyway,
do.
we have been going for a little over 2 hours now. We are gonna stop and take a quick 10-minute break. So if all of y'all would... Well, actually, it's after 8. We might just stop for the night if that's cool with you guys.
Totally fine.
Totally
Okay.
fine.
If you want to, sure.
Well, because I've still got work in the morning, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Do we have enough time to drop Boren off at Bahamut's?
No,
Sure.
because Sylvia has more places to show you guys.
Okay then.
I see.
Okay.
Sorry, we don't get rid of you yet.
Gosh! Y'all are being
Guys.
harsh to Boren tonight. Jesus.
I mean, what the hell did
He
Boren
lost
do
his
to deserve this?
smiley.
You lost Smiley.
You did lose Smiley to Tyler Graph.
In
And
all
you didn't
fairness,
even want
hey,
Smiley.
let's be fair here. Gilmore said he would bring Smiley back when he knew something.
Yeah, but we don't know he said that.
This is true. And Boren should really clarify to the group.
And he's literally only Boren knows this information.
I mean, an argument can be made that Despina knows it, but if Despina doesn't know it, Despina doesn't know it.
I don't think so. I don't think she was close enough for that. I think she was, like, at the other side of the room.
Fair enough.
I was getting ready to say, do we have time for Locke to apologize for Boren for being so grouchy?
Nope.
If
No.
Apparently not.
make a note and do it next week, okay?
Alright.
Anyway, by next week, I swear I will have this fucking map online. Just Roll20 did not want to cooperate with me today and would not let me upload the frickin'... It's fine. It's fine. Moving on.
Don't,
We're moving on.
don't
My
move,
question
lose
for
your...
you guys.
Nope, shush, moving on.
Oh, okay, yeah, no.
What was
So,
your question?
Why do you guys want to treat Boren like his parents did and drop him off at church?
Drop him off at church forever.
That's the place where he's happiest.
Yeah, he seemed
Anywho,
to have a lot of fun at the tavern.
he
She's
did
on
seem
it,
to have a
I think.
lot of fun at the tavern. Let Boren make
Yeah.
friends, goddammit. Maybe
Oh,
he'll
it's just-
develop some emotions.
He's
He
got
wants to
Kyle.
go there anyway.
Anyway, it's getting late. Everybody say goodnight.
Good night.
Nah.